First, fair, accurate. Kval News starts right now.
University of Oregon students and faculty making impassioned pleas to the State Board of Higher Ed not to fire U of O President Richard LaRiviere.
But the State Board says its relationship with the president is beyond repair. Good evening, I'm Jennifer Winters.
And I'm David Walker. Thanks for joining us tonight. Breaking news, the Higher Ed Chancellor is recommending firing Richard LaRiviere this month before his contract ends in June.
The Higher Ed Board is meeting right now to decide the fate of the University of Oregon president. A vote is expected at any time, but student and faculty groups are calling the move cowardice.
Tonight, we have team coverage. Kval's Tom Adams is here in the studio with the outpouring of support for the president.
But first, let's go right to Kval's Lauren Lee. She's at Portland State University tonight, where that decision will be made. Lauren?
Well, that's right, Jennifer and David. The board is still meeting right here at the Portland State University campus, but the chancellor has one direct message: LaRiviere must go. Now, the U of O president received a standing ovation from the crowd as he entered the room, from supporters wearing green and yellow. The chancellor recommended they vote to terminate his contract without cause effective December 28th, and the room erupted in boos and people shouting, "Shame on you."
Written notice: should you agree with my recommendation, the employment agreement will terminate without cause effective December 28, 2011.
Respect other people's ability to listen to this hearing.
The response of the University of Oregon community to the news that I am to be terminated is unlike anything that I have seen. As much as I would love to think that this response is about me, I know better. It is an expression of disappointment and long-standing frustration bordering on rage over the hindrances of the University of Oregon's future.
LaRiviere says he's overwhelmed by the community's support, and he says he's always taken action to make the U of O a better institution. Now, the board is currently taking public comment right now, and after that they'll be voting about this decision. Live at the Portland State University campus, I'm Lauren Lee, Kval News.
Thanks, Lauren, and we'll have that decision for you as soon as we have it. LaRiviere's been at odds with the state board. He tried to make the school more independent from the state and other of the 6 public institutions, but with resistance. The board shot down his plan, and the governor told him to shelve it. In June, the Higher Education Board extended his contract by only 1 year and attached new conditions. The president arrived from the University of Kansas in 2009.
Well, many groups have come out in support of the U of O president, calling the campaign Save the Hat.
Kval's Tom Adams joins us now from the studio. Tom?
Well, David and Jennifer, from the steps of Johnson Hall to buses of supporters rolling to Portland today for that meeting, groundswell of support is big for the man with the hat, Richard LaRiviere. U of O employees and faculty supporters jumped on a charter bus for Portland and the university system meeting. Priscilla Southwell says longtime faculty like her have gone through this upheaval before.
Since I've been here for 30 years, I remember the last time a very fine president was fired by the state board. So I think, 2 strikes, you're out.
We love our press! We love our press!
Faculty, administrators, and students jammed the steps in front of Johnson Hall Monday for a fedora rally. They fear the same power struggle that claimed the job of former President Paul Olem is happening again.
I have never seen so much support for a president from the faculty, from the alumni, from the students.
Wearing yellow T-shirts that said "We love our prez," well over 100 people on the steps made their feelings known.
What long-lasting wounds will this create in your mind?
Well, it's going to destroy the morale of the faculty here at the university. And I have a feeling that if something isn't done, we'll lose some of our talented faculty.
Even Oregon head football coach Chip Kelly weighed in after this weekend's Civil War contest.
President, I want to give this game ball to the president of the University of Oregon.
Perhaps one of the signs at the rally Monday said it all. Backup plan, LaRiviere for chancellor. And the rallies may not be over yet. No matter what happens today, a Lundquist College of Business contact told me today that a teach-in rally for La Riviere is set for tomorrow, 12 noon, outside the EMU amphitheater.
All right, Tom, thanks. In a sign of how heated the potential firing has become, vandals struck the chancellor's house this weekend.
2 student journalists snapped a shot of suspects fleeing the scene. Kval's Ty Steele has the story.
Campus police are investigating after vandals threw eggs and spray painted the driveway of Chancellor George Pernsteiner in Eugene. It happened this week at the Treetops, the chancellor's home near campus. An anonymous tip led Oregon Daily Emerald reporters Sam Stites and photojournalist Aaron Marino to the scene early Saturday morning, just in time for them to snap a shot of the suspects fleeing the scene. After publishing the photos and a story online, Stites says he's receiving criticism for not alerting police before the vandalism.
It directly related to what I was talking about, and it was something that was happening right then and there. It was breaking news. I mean, I got a news tip about it, so I decided my Tyree Harris, my editor-in-chief, called me and said, you know, I think this is newsworthy, so I listened to my boss and went and covered it with my photographer.
Stice says he does not condone what the vandals did on the chancellor's home, but he says covering the story was important because it speaks to the larger issue, the controversy going on at the University of Oregon over the chancellor's decision.
All right, thanks, Ty. Kval News is committed to fair and accurate coverage. Let us know if we missed a side of the story. Call us or send us a message through email, Facebook, or Twitter.
Time now for a first look at the weather. A gloomy, foggy day, especially in Eugene. Gray skies overshadowed Alton Baker Park today. Will that fog stick around all week?
Well, Kval's Seth Wayne is in the Weather Center tonight. Seth?
Starting off a new work week, and then really the answer to your question, Jennifer, the foggy conditions will certainly consider lingering around town after a certainly wet weekend. Low 40s in the evening, and then we're looking at that overnight low falling to about 33 degrees. So yes, it is going to be chilly as we forecast over the next several overnights. Low 50s along the coast, mid 40s in the valleys, and mid 40s expected in the Cascades tomorrow. Again, a mix of sun and clouds. We'll get some sun breaks, but the fog will continue. More on that coming up in just a bit.
Vandals armed with pistols shot and damaged 3 vehicles at the Eugene Faith Center over the weekend. Kval's Kelly Koopmans joins us with more. Kelly?
Dave, church leaders discovered the damage early Sunday morning. Today, they're still cleaning up the broken glass. The shots shattered the windows and dented 2 church vans and a large truck. The executive pastor says vandals have painted graffiti before, but nothing like this.
So we found some casings from 9mm Luger, which is probably a pistol. So it's a little more serious, I think, of offense vandalism than somebody just throwing a rock through the window.
Pastor Thomas says he doesn't think that the vandals were targeting the church. He says they were insured and that the damage won't slow down their ministry or their outreach.
Right now, Eugene police are looking for an armed bank robber. Police say a man entered the Key Bank on Coburg Road and threatened bank tellers with a gun. He got away with an undisclosed amount of money in a 1980 Chevy Beretta car. Anyone with information is asked to call Eugene police. Police have identified a 3rd suspect in a stabbing last week near the University of Oregon. Eugene police are looking for 19-year-old Flavio Flia. 2 other suspects already turned themselves in. Police say all 3 went to an apartment near campus, attacked an 18-year-old, and left with a teenage girl. The girl is related to Reed. If you see this man, you're asked to contact Eugene police.
A U.S. Marine from Salem has died in Afghanistan. The Department of Defense says 21-year-old Corporal Adam Baez died while on a combat operation in the Helmand province on Saturday. He was supporting Operation Enduring Freedom and was based out of Okinawa, Japan. The Defense Department says the incident is under investigation.
Covering the world after weeks of violent protests, Egyptians are voting in the first election since the fall of President Muammar. They are picking a parliament to draft a new constitution for the country. Those protests led to the arrest of 3 American students. They are now back in the U.S. More allegations in the Penn State sex abuse scandal. Police received a letter from a person who says he may have been, quote, possibly assaulted by Jerry Sandusky. The former assistant coach faces charges he sexually abused 8 boys over a 15-year period.
13 years, that's how long a Georgia woman says she had an affair with presidential hopeful Herman Cain. The woman said that affair lasted until Cain announced his candidacy for the White House. Cain says her accusation is baseless. Earlier this month, several women accused Kane of sexually harassing or groping them. He denies all accusations. Coming up on Kval News at 5, will you be on an airplane over the holiday season? How to keep you and your family healthy.
She hit the court. Now she's hitting the runway. The latest on the Duck star, who is also a beauty queen and the new Miss Oregon.
And we take a look at that weather forecast overnight tonight. It's going to be chilly, 37 degrees at 11 o'clock and then 34 at 6 a.m. Look for the chill in the air to stick around for a good chunk of the work week ahead. We'll talk more about that as you are watching Kval News at 5. Your weather's next.